Hey, Risky, I've been looking to talk to you. What happened in that Blackout Duos last night? We had that game in the bag. You just started spinning around in circles, firing your gun. What happened? You got offline really quick afterwards. I didn't know if something was wrong.
Well, Doc, look, I haven't talked about this to anyone. It's extremely embarrassing, but my hands become profusely sweaty during stressful and intense gaming sessions, like in that Blackouts Duo match. I was just stressed out. That game you're talking about last night, my hands got so sweaty that I lost the grip to my controller and it fell on the floor, and then I could barely grip it to pick it back up. I don't know what to do.
Oh, wow. Well, hey, I'm glad you have confided in me. I mean, this isn't something easy to admit, and I think it's worse than I would have even thought. You might want to take a seat really quickly. I'm just going to be straight with you here. I believe you are suffering from a common condition known as gamerosis hyperhidrosis. It leads to excessive amounts of sweating in the palms of your hand during particularly intense gaming sessions. It affects more gamers than you might think, and most are frankly too embarrassed to come forward and seek help.
Oh my god, I don't even know what to say. Should I tell my girlfriend? How will this affect us?
Look, don't worry, buddy. I've seen this condition far too often, but you no longer have to suffer in silence because there is an answer. And that answer is Fade Grip controller cases.
Wow, Fade Grip controller cases? How will this help me with my problem, though?
Well, in the extremely high-tech labs at Fade Grips, they have pioneered technology to combat the debilitating gamerosis hyperhidrosis. Their controller cases are made of soft, comfortable, durable silicone. This repels the sweat from your hands in a wicking-like manner that keeps your hands cool, dry, and ready to go for when that final circle separates the men from the boys.
I don't know. This sounds almost too good to be true, and even if it is true, there's no way I can afford it.
Look, Risky, I'm going to stop you there. Don't worry, because with the offer code CAG20 at fadegrips.store, you can get 20% off the controller case of your choice, making this life-changing product affordable so you no longer have to settle, with a controller in one hand and a towel in the other. Take back the fight on your terms. Overcome this debilitating disorder with the help of Fade Grips.
Doc, I don't even know what to say, man. Thank you so much. Thanks a million times. I feel like a completely new man already.
Anytime, buddy. Anytime. Now on with the show. Gamerosis hydrosis is not an actual disease, nor recognized by the FDA or CDC.
Hello everyone and welcome to episode 18 of Cross Atlantic Gaming. I'm your host Risky the Kid, and joining me this week is my co-host Doc H1X1.
Hey, what's up?
As well as two very special guests from the community. First up is the man that you may know by the name of Somewhat Anonymous, but nowadays he's going by Maldo Rob. What's up, Maldo?
Hey.
And secondly, rounding out the show for the night, the name you once heard literally 1,000 times in one podcast, our good friend, Ledonian.
Hey, what's going on?
What's up, dude? Ledonian is the creator of all of the great cross-Atlantic gaming artwork that you see around the web. So shout out to you, man. And congrats on winning everything all the time.
Whoa, do what I can.
Speaking of winning things, we do have a Patreon giveaway. We talked about this a couple weeks ago. Just a random giveaway. It's not our big giveaway that we'll hit once we hit our goal on Patreon. But I'm going to throw the Patreon names into a random name picker quick. All right. So, the winner is, drum roll. Oh, I love it. Thank you so much. Oh, isn't that funny? Maldo, hey, you won.
Yeah. All I had to do was join the show.
That's all you gotta do.
Crazy how your chances just went up exponentially. So you got yourself a month of Game Pass. How's that sound?
Awesome. Thank you.
You've never been happier, I'm sure.
No.
All right. Well, another week in the books. We have guests. We have so many guests. Let's start with Maldo. What have you been playing this week? What's up? How's your week been? Welcome to the show.
Work has been super crazy busy, but been playing a ton of Spider-Man, and nothing feels better than swinging around and doing all sorts of crazy Spider-Man stuff. I'm like,
Spider-Man's so good.
I know. I'm like 75% done.
Oh,
I have never platinumed or 100 gamer score or anything other than a Telltale games, so I'm trying really hard.
Does that count?
No, it doesn't.
Okay, just checking.
It's the end of it is getting a little repetitive, but
Are you talking about as far as like side quest stuff goes?
Yeah, I got all the backpacks. I took all the pictures. Doing all the cat quest stuff. I've got most of the pigeons. Each one has a name.
Gotta get those pigeons.
You gotta get those pigeons, man. The guy's wife died. Come on, it's sad.
Man.
Spoilers.
Yeah, sorry. It's a minor side thing.
Can't even play this game now.
Other than that, been playing Blackout on PlayStation. I gave you a code. You have yet to play with me, but that's okay. That's okay.
Time might have passed.
Yeah, I'm glad I gave it to you. The one code saying, "Hey, here's this code. Let's play it together." And you were like, "Yeah." And now it's done.
This is not my MO. This doesn't sound
It
like
seems
me
like
at
a
all.
complete misunderstanding.
Yeah.
I think communications must have been crossed.
I held
or something.
that from my best friend to give to you.
Wow.
Damn.
So does that make him your best friend?
Yes.
We're best friends. We did it.
What was that DM all about, Maldo Raw?
No. Before the
Jeez.
show, he was saying he was glad that I wasn't a weirdo. So I'm glad we're past that stage.
True story.
But Blackout is awesome. Everything about it just feels so tight. The shooting, the moving, it's so much quicker than PUBG that now playing PUBG feels wrong. It just feels awkward.
Feels
it's slow.
Shots fired.
I know. It's so hard to go back once I've played. I just got my first win, and I don't win many of these games. So I'm really excited, and I'm sad that it's over.
Well, that was you guys all got a chance. Everyone in here, I think, got a chance to play that, right? Some of us played together as well.
Yep.
Yep.
Ladonian, how did you like it?
I loved it. Yeah, it was awesome. I mostly play Fortnite, so going over to PUBG is so slow and just super tedious, like with the weapon changes, putting on scopes and all that sort of stuff. And this really optimized that, I feel. So you just look at something on the ground and you can put it directly on your gun, and yeah, way quicker. You can hold unlimited ammo, or not unlimited, but like you can't fill up your backpack with too much ammo.
Right, the ammunition doesn't take up spots in your inventory, which is so nice because literally no matter what ammunition you see, you can pick it up because you might
just
run
pick
into
up
a
whatever
gun
you
that
want.
needs it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And then I played with you, Risky, and we got a win, and we like dominated the game. It wasn't even like close.
Nice.
It was awesome.
That's the one thing I'll say is that like I haven't felt this competent in a battle royale game to this point. Like I had multiple wins this weekend in different modes, and like that I've never had a solo win in PUBG. And like I don't play a ton solo because it's not my favorite way to play those games, but it's like I got that in the first weekend when this was going on. Granted, like it's new to everyone, especially on the Xbox because it had just started. But it's something about the familiarity once you get into a gunfight of it being like Call of Duty gameplay. Like maybe because it's a little faster paced, it just feels right for whatever reason. I completely agree with that. And I also haven't been back to PUBG though, so now I'm kind of nervous since what you said, Maldo.
Yeah.
It's just so when you're close, it feels like just regular team deathmatch Call of Duty. The bullet drop really doesn't affect anything while you're there. It just feels so good.
Yeah, is there bullet drop at all?
I was going to ask that. Is there actually ballistics in that? Or
Far away, there
you
is.
have to lead people, right? But is there actual bullet drop?
At distance, there's bullet drop. It's not close.
Maybe
It's not terrible though. It's not like ultra realistic like
No,
PUBG.
it's not PUBG.
Yeah. I feel like you almost have to have some bullet drop because then if you just have that crazy 360 no-scope guy gets in the game, it's almost like game over if he gets like a paladin sniper up or something like that, you know?
Speaking of 360 no-scope guy, this happened one game, and I don't know, like, all right, I'll explain it quick. So I was playing a game of duos with my buddy Payne, and we got into the final. It was 2v1 actually, so we were the two last teams. He got killed by this guy, and then I was sneaking around trying to find him. I saw him, took like a shot towards him maybe, and then I instantly died. Like that feeling you get when you get no scope or like quick scoped in a normal Call of Duty game. And then what's nice is you have the kill cam, so I could actually go and click on it, except for this was the only time this happened. I didn't have the option to hit the A button to watch the kill cam of this guy killing me.
That's fishy.
And it was it's the weirdest thing. I just wonder if that mechanic is a thing in their in Blackout mode. Because that feels broken. If that's like, it's the only time that I potentially could have run into it or noticed anything like that. But
yeah,
it was real weird, the circumstances that surrounding that.
I feel like they would. Or go ahead, Maldo.
I said, how do you feel about the time to kill in it with the shields and everything?
The armor is too powerful, in my opinion.
Yeah,
level
3 is
outrageous.
Yeah, I agree with that, actually.
I think we're all in agreement that level 3 armor should be taken out of the game because holy hell.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, I'm going up against a tiger tank. Great, this will go well.
It reminds me of in Modern Warfare 2. You remember those guys, the Juggernauts? I think they're called.
Yes.
It's like that. It's like
Literally.
You're facing those people. It sucks.
Yeah. The one game I got closest to winning was I got down to the 3rd place. I actually had a lot of kills, which I guess I didn't feel that bad about losing. But like, I went up against a guy, and as soon as he came around the rock, he had on, like, it's like you said, he looked like a Juggernaut guy with the shoulder pads and helmet. I'm just like, probably not gonna win. Probably not gonna win. And sure enough, he I sprayed him with bullets, but he had a better aim on me anyways. But he defeated me. But like, yeah, pretty much most of the weekend, if I went up against somebody in level 3, rarely did I come out on top of those fights. So
Doc, are you happy that you made the purchase, made the plunge?
I am, yeah, because my whole thing was like, I was like risky for a minute there. I'm just like, okay, if I pay $60 for this and I only ever play the Blackout mode, can I be happy with that purchase? Having played it this weekend, 100%. Yeah, that game mode is a blast. And I'm like you guys.
It's a horrible thing to have to say, though.
Well,
like, I'm pumped about my $60 Battle Royale game.
it is because, I mean, let's face it. Look at it's the reason why when people say, like, is Fortnite going to be dethroned? I don't think so. It's still free. It's free. And it's, even if Call of Duty is crazy successful, that's a large barrier to entry for a game mode that a lot of people are only ever going to play that game mode. I mean, if we're being honest, as far as the crowd that you're going to pull into the Battle Royale scene.
But I think it will dethrone PUBG.
You do?
Because
PUBG. Yeah, I agree.
Because PUBG is $30 not polished at all. Like, it loads like crap on my original Xbox, and this game runs amazing.
I think you're definitely going to get that divide in a crowd of, like, they either want the smooth gameplay of Fortnite or Call of Duty, and one's cartoony, one's Call of Duty military sim, or I want the hardcore bullet drop sim of PUBG, and I think that's not been for everybody for a while now. I think when it was the only thing on the market, it hit that itch of Battle Royale, but now that there's other options, that intense bullet drop sim of PUBG just isn't for everybody, I feel like.
So I really hope that Call of Duty really pushes PUBG to get better, because even the textures of their new map aren't great. And I hope the focus and how much attention that this beta got, that Bluehole's like, whoa, we got to get things going, because they have a lot of work they need to do.
Speaking of textures, though, I didn't think this Blackout Beta looked that good, to be honest.
I was going to say that too, yeah.
Especially at range. Like, if you were looking down range, like, you could maybe see, like, 100 yards before it became, like, a weird Play-Doh pixel landscape. But in PUBG, I can pick people off from 300 yards away. Like, you can see people's movement from that far away, but I don't know. I wasn't getting that in Blackout unless I had, like, a sniper scope attached. That was the only way I was seeing people from a ways off.
It's still a beta.
Yes, so, like, they will have time to polish it, but I don't know how much more polish they're going to put on that. And I don't know if it's because they're used to these tiny multiplayer maps and this is their first time doing something this large. That probably has something to do with it.
Or do you think it's that you shouldn't be able to see people from that far away in PUBG. Like
Maybe they're designing to have the encounter rate to be at a certain range almost.
correct, yeah. Like I feel like getting picked off from 300 yards away is kind of
Not fun.
ridiculous.
Not fun for anyone.
Not your ideal of intense gameplay.
Yeah. So I think they took the like Fortnite range and kind of like map design, like close quarters, and really because the I don't know if you guys got a chance to use the mini or the SMG in Blackout, but it is fun. It is like
Which
close
one?
quarters.
There's so
the
many
9
of
mil
them.
one.
I
Talking
know.
about, like the blocky looking one almost. Like,
Yeah. It shreds people apart.
yeah,
It's awesome.
Yeah. It's a good feeling submachine gun for sure.
So
Like, I
Go ahead,
think.
Doc.
Well, last thing I was gonna say, I think Ladonian's right about the range thing because, like, like PUBG has shotguns. Fortnite. Well, I don't really play much Fortnite, but PUBG has shotguns, but I feel like you rarely use them that much, or at least I don't effectively. But this is the first when I was playing this game over the weekend, like with just going up to houses and stuff. Like I felt like this is the first battle royale game to where shotguns are devastatingly good in certain situations. Like, and it's because it's that quick twitch, like Call of Duty style first person shooters. And I don't know, I just felt like that was just really good. Most of the guns, like you guys are saying, just felt so good to use. And it's like you're not. It's like it's not like PUBG. You're not fighting with the controls like half the time.
So there's one more game I wanted to speak just because it was really weird. It's called Morphe's Law, not Murphy.
Is that on Switch, right?
It's on Switch. Yeah, it's
Okay.
it's a third-person shooter. It's kind of has the same shooting as Splatoon. It's got the movement controls. It's really weird. You shoot other people and steal mass. You're this skeleton-looking thing. You shoot legs, and your legs grow, and their legs shrink. So you see, it's almost like Deadpool, where he's got the normal-sized torso and these tiny little legs. But like, if you shoot someone's head, your head gets bigger. So you've got this normal body with this huge head running around the map. Or you get people with one arm that's really big and the other one's tiny, and they've got tiny little legs, and it's this weird hodgepodge of body parts. And when you double jump, you open up a little rocket that comes out of your butt, and you fly with your butt rocket.
What the hell?
It was like $20 or something. I kind of regret the purchase, but it was fun the first couple times.
Oh,
it doesn't run
do
great.
Do you
It
regret
doesn't-
that purchase?
Yeah.
This sounds like a great video game to me.
The frames go everywhere. It stutters a lot. The hit detection's kind of off. I don't really know if I'm hitting stuff until all of a sudden I've got a really big leg. If it's too far, it's a weird game. It's called Morphe's Law, and it's like Day of the Dead themed.
I saw
is
that.
wild.
Not. I don't even remember where I saw this game, but it must have been some dude that was on like a kill streak. He was like humongous, like the size of a building. Is that a thing? Like,
Yeah,
if
you get in
if you
these
don't
weird-
die, can you just be humongous?
You get there's two avatars in your team. While you steal mass, it grows your avatar, and it stands outside of the map, and it's huge. And at the end of each match, they punch each other, and the bigger one wins the fist fight.
I love everything you just said. I don't know how you regret this purchase.
How
I'm
many
about
bucks?
to buy it right now.
If it ran better, I would be better about the purchase.
Yeah,
But it's pretty rough on
That's-
Switch.
that was only for Switch, I think, right?
Yeah,
I'm
it's
not
a little
mistaken.
indie game.
That
You
kinda
get
sucks.
these
Yeah.
weird firefights where you have a really big person trying to chase like a little tiny person, and the tiny person can go through little tubes and things.
Total odd job Jaws situation, right?
Yeah, it's fun, but I wish it ran better.
That sounds like so much.
That sounds wild.
Don't do it, Risky. Don't do it.
I won't. I've been off my Switch for a little bit now. I don't know why. I finished up Hollow Knight and then I was just done. I don't I literally haven't. I go to the store every once in a while to see if there's anything I need to buy, but I don't know. I don't want to say I'm having a falling out because I love that thing to death. I think I just need Hollow Knight might have burned me out a little bit on my Switch. You just need to take a break from it.
Been
Yeah.
clean for a week.
I only have like 4 games on it, so I need
Good for you.
some more to entertain me.
Or just beat the stuff you have, because that's what I don't do. Like Legend of Zelda, still haven't beat somehow.
Yeah, I
still haven't
I
either,
don't want to
actually.
chase the stars in Mario. Like, I don't want to get all 900 of those things. It just seems ridiculous.
No, I went through Odyssey and then saw how many stars I could still get and was like, nope, I don't ever need to pick this up again because I beat the story. We're good. Not for me. Oh, I mean, that game was great, but collecting 350 stars or whatever stupid number it
Yeah.
was, no, thank you.
Well, it didn't get a little arbitrary too when the fact that you could buy some at some point too.
From like vendors and stuff.
yeah, so at that point it's
Well-
kind of arbitrary, right? I mean,
I think those were just like the free stars that were in like the N64 Super Mario Brothers. Like you'd go to talk to Toad and he'd be like, "Hey, here's a star." So I think they were just trying to replicate that.
you seem like an okay dude. Here's the star.
You didn't do much, but here it is. All right. Well, Maldo was really moving us along there. Was there anything you guys wanted to touch on with Blackout? I couldn't think of the name of it. Anything? Any last comments or remarks for that? Anyone?
I don't know. I had a blast with it. I was talking to the Noodle in our community a little bit about it too. I think he's still more on the. I'm definitely starting to see a few guys that are getting more in line with like, no, I'm definitely PUBG, not this. But like, I think I am of the opinion that this is probably going to be more my cup of tea. But I will say what you said, Risky, about the graphics. That was the first thing I noticed too, though, when I fired it up, was that you start to wonder how many concessions they had to make to get the player count up where it is. And you're like, well, is it because it's a beta, or is it like, is this how it's going to have to be to get this player count up?
Speaking of the player count, did you see that today they upped it to 100?
I did not. Wow.
Woo!
Yeah. So they made some changes today. They extended the beta a few hours, I think, after they implemented them. But they upped the player count to 100.
Did they get rid of the zombies?
No, I think that's a staple in Call of Duty. You're not going to see it move, even if I'm not a fan of it.
Well, I'm a little confused. So I never run across zombies. What was that all about, or how does that work?
They're in specific areas. They're not
Okay.
just floating around. I know the Asylum had some. There's one other area.
The
and they
Lighthouse
actually
had
dropped
some.
pretty good gear. I got a
They
ray
drop
gun.
decent loot.
Oh, so they drop gear. Okay, cool. Okay.
So what happens is you'll come up to an area and there'll be these zombies that are coming out, and it's kind of like one big wave. And once you kill all the zombies, that's when a mystery box actually pops up.
Oh.
Like from zombies. So then you can open the mystery box, and that's where you can find things like the ray gun, which is a one-shot kill in this game, if I'm not mistaken. So I mean, those areas are worth it because even when you're killing the zombies running around, they are dropping stuff every time you kill one of them. They drop something that seems to be pretty decent, but you're also giving away your position just
Right.
unloading on these things.
Right.
And I mean, they can damage you too, obviously. The most I totally forgot about this until you mentioned zombies. I was number 2 again, so it was me versus one other guy again, and the final circle came down on the graveyard. It's like a church and a graveyard with a big fence around it. It's that area, and I was just crouching around, and then the stupid zombies saw me. So they saw me, and they're chasing after me when it's me and one other dude in the final circle, and like he was far enough away from it, hiding behind a tree, that like he was just kind of like waiting around. And here comes my stupid ass just sprinting for my life, trying to get away from these dumb zombies. And I didn't even see the guy. Like, he lit me up because I'm being chased by 3 zombies, and that kind of irritated me. I don't know.
Yeah, that's annoying.
It's whatever.
I hate the zombies.
All right, I think that's a fair opinion because sometimes they obviously do suck, but they can give out good loot, and that's something, I guess. My last thing with the Blackout Beta was the fact that you can heal on the run. I love that so
Amazing.
much. If you're in the middle of a firefight and you need to like just sprint around a corner or something, you can be healing up that whole time. So this guy thinks he just lit you up, and then he comes around the corner and you're at full health again. I just love being able to sprint and not have to worry about stopping. It's wonderful.
Yeah. Originally I disliked the 4-wheelers, how like the controls. I was trying to hit right trigger to go.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the heck? I'm not moving. And Dan Pod then was just like, pretend it's a warthog. And it just like clicked. And I was like, oh wow, this is easy. So that took a second to get used to, but I don't really mind it anymore. And then I love the wingsuit. It is the
it's
best.
so good.
The best, and I love how if you dive down at first, you gain speed, and then you traverse the map in no time.
And you can go anywhere. I feel like if you drop as soon as the plane hits the map, you can get to the other end of the map if you do it.
Oh,
right.
totally.
Oh yeah, easily.
That was one thing in the patch notes though. They're making it tougher to come out of a deep dive. So if you're pointed straight down, it's going to take you a little more time to actually come out and level out, or come up and level out.
Yeah, it's probably to combat that.
Yeah, it makes sense.
How big is the map compared to Fortnite and PUBG?
It feels smaller than both of them, I thought, but it might be like Fortnite
I'd
size.
say it's about the size of Fortnite's map.
Probably.
I would say it's probably around the same.
I'd say PUBG probably still the largest, but
Yeah, both of PUBG's maps just feel gigantic to me. All three of them feel gigantic. Even the new small one, just
Sandhawk seems big.
Yeah,
compared to
Sandhawk.
Fortnite, it feels very big.
Is Sandhawk bigger than Fortnite?
I think it's supposed to be the same size. I don't know. Fortnite doesn't have as many trees, and the terrain
That's true.
always changes.
Yeah, that's true.
So you know exactly where you are. In the PUBG games, it's just everything looks exactly alike, which is another thing that they did in Blackout. The terrain is different, so you know, all right, I'm near the lighthouse or I'm near the asylum. It's just much easier to navigate, I think.
Yeah, I will say I thought it was kind of a weird idea at first, them doing these are iconic, which even though they said iconic maps, I feel like I played the firing range forever back in the day, and I don't recognize it at all, at least in terms of what that map was. But I do think that actually ended up being kind of cool, how they have very unique areas, and so you can be I'm at Nuketown, or I'm at the firing range, or the power plant, or whatever. So that was actually kind of a neat thing, I thought.
I still haven't found the buses at Nuketown, the iconic right in the middle.
So, see, that's what I'm saying. I played Nuketown more than any other map probably ever, and that's Nuketown Island does not remind me of it. Yeah.
It's not. It's weird because some locations on that map are identical. At least parts of it are identical to the multiplayer maps. But that was literally the first place I dropped was Nuketown, because I was like, that's just what you got to do, right? So dropped in Nuketown, and then I was like, what? This is just it looks like a town that's been nuked, but this isn't my Nuketown.
Yeah, I'm like Rob. I'm like, where's the bus and the two houses facing each other? With the two backyards. That's Nuketown.
Hey man, it's Jeff.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Sorry, Jeffrey. No, I'm just kidding.
Maldo Rob / Jeff / somewhat anonymous. You've picked up a lot of nicknames.
Not so anonymous anymore. What? Hey yo.
It was only somewhat.
It was
Only somewhat enough.
Took my bad joke and took it further.
I dig it. It was funny though, because we were giving you and Mitchell and his new name Hakaishin.
But it makes sense for him.
And we have just lost all our Japanese listeners.
Sorry.
So sorry.
Nope. All right.
It's getting worse.
Is Waterloo on the show?
Oh no.
Speaking of, I forgot. I'm drinking mango wheat Belgian ale.
Are you sponsored by them right now? As he turns the label towards the camera.
Forgot to mention that.
I'm drinking a cold glass of water.
Chocolate milk.
Actually, I drank it all already.
Did you say chocolate milk, Ladon?
Yep.
You're just my favorite.
I bought chocolate milk and Reese's when my wife had some cravings. So.
My man.
You just said something about milk, and I'm thinking about how I'm sitting up here in my sauna just sweating and how horrible a glass of milk sounds right now.
You got to get that air conditioning, man.
Yeah.
It's
No.
2018.
I have to turn the air conditioning off right before the podcast so you can't hear it because I'm in a 9x9 room. It's
So
so
Risky,
loud.
what have you been playing?
I've been playing strip podcasts as I take off my clothes because I'm sweating.
Go on. Tell me more.
No, I mean, I've been playing exactly what you've been playing, Maldo. Spider-Man and Blackout. That's all I've played. The one thing I wanted to say about Spider-Man is I read this sad. Did you guys hear about the saddest Easter egg in Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Did you guys catch that?
I
Alright.
haven't actually heard what it is. Yeah.
So there's a what do you call the board outside a movie theater, like right above it, that like shows
just
the showtime
headliners or whatever. Just the
Whatever that
grandstand,
is.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah.
Yeah, so there's one of those in this game, and on it says, I think it's Maddie. I might have screwed that up, but it says Maddie, comma, will you marry me? Question mark. So it was this kid that reached out to Insomniac on Twitter months ago before the game came out, and he asked Insomniac to hook him up with like
no.
a wedding proposal.
No.
Oh,
By
no,
the
I
time
see
the
where this is
game
going.
came out,
They broke up.
they had since broken up,
Oh my god.
Wow.
and they were together like 4 or 5 years or something too.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
But I think it was the art director reached out to him and they're like, "Hey, do you want us to take this out of the game? We heard what happened," and he said, "No, you can keep it." So
That's for you, Spider-Man.
I
That's
had read that the girl was dating the kid's brother.
the kid's brother, right?
Yeah.
What?
Wow.
She left him for this dude's brother.
Never
and
mind. This is the most
She
interesting
said
Easter egg
she
ever.
said the calf. Now she wants the bull.
I guess. But I read that story and I just I had to go find it. Obviously, I should have taken a selfie with Spider-Man of it and just tweeted that kid out with like the peace sign.
God bless. That kid is getting all this publicity about his fiance basically splitting up, going with his brother. This has to suck for him at this point, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
That'd be awful.
Games. I think that's I booted up Tomb Raider, I played through like the intro mission, got to like the Dia de los Muertos celebration stuff, and then shut it off because I don't know, I feel like I need to finish up Spider-Man and not get sidetracked with another game right now. So I'm hoping to finish up Spider-Man this week so I can put a hurting on Tomb Raider.
Yeah, I watched a lot of Spider-Man being streamed this week. It looks amazing. That would be a reason to get a PS4. I'm not going to,
yeah.
but
a good
it
reason.
would be a reason to get one because the game was awesome. I already ruined it for myself. I saw the ending and super good.
So I
Go
fully
ahead.
believe that Tomb Raider is going to go to Game Pass in like 6 months, and I am holding out, and it's difficult.
Good for you, sir, because I don't have the willpower ever.
That's the problem nowadays, right? Because like if you get burned or you just take a chance on it. But yeah, I mean, I feel like didn't Rise come fairly soon to Game Pass?
Yeah, it was within. I think it was like a year after.
Yeah, it's
So-
not too long.
Single player, you're
that's
not going
way
to miss
too
much.
long. Crazy people. What am I going to
Risky.
talk about on this podcast if I
Risky.
don't play
Not all of
every new
us just
game?
have income that isn't being monitored by someone.
I was just going to say, no, I'm the only one that's not married. That's the real problem here.
Not entirely incorrect statement.
You guys are talking about joint bank accounts. I'm just snickering about what games are coming out this week. Tapping my fingers together.
Hold on to that separate bank account as long as you can, good sir.
I
yeah,
cannot
100%.
wait until you do get married, and then you're just gonna be like, I can't buy 5 games in a month. What is this?
What do you
That
mean?
sounds
you
like
buy
a nightmare.
$200 controller?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh,
If you're getting
man.
away with $200 video game controllers, I think you've got it okay. That sounds. If you could sneak that buyer.
Yeah, but Tomb Raider came out. In this
Yeah,
month.
dog. Come on.
Redbox. Go to Redbox. Go get GameFly. Oh, Doc. I mean, we haven't talked about your week yet, but
yeah.
you subbed to GameFly now, right?
I haven't actually got the first game yet, but I'm trying
That sounds
to...
like GameFly.
Yeah, I'm trying to. So what I've pretty much determined is that I'm kind of in a lucky situation to where I kind of live, or well, I work in a very small town that I originally grew up in. I live about 45 minutes away from that, but there's a Redbox outside the store I work at. And since it's in a small town, I've noticed that like I can pretty much always get the newest whatever the newest game is that's out. Like I just checked it out today. I didn't read anything yet, but it was like had Spider-Man, had all the newest PS4 games in it, like all available. So the way I'm thinking, and you guys can let me know if you think this makes sense, is that I'm probably gonna get like the newest, biggest thing through Redbox, like maybe do like a $7 3-day weekend, and then just use like GameFly for all the superfluous games I want to play that don't come to Game Pass, basically.
You're saving money.
Yeah, I mean, it's not ideal, but I do feel like I'm probably gonna, as much as I used to spend on games, like I was right there with you, Risky, by the way, back not too long ago. I was just like, maybe I wasn't as bad as you, because normally I would wait for sales, and then I was like, Risky's like, what is a sal that you speak of? Yeah.
Sale.
Doc, I've seen your Steam profile. You have like 200 games in there, buddy.
Oh yeah, easily.
Oh my god.
Now to be fair, that profile goes back like, not that I would ever justify that many games, but it goes back like 6-7 years.
You need a 12-step program.
Yeah, no.
When 200
the
games
Steam
a lot?
sale, when the Steam sale comes around, Doc's just like purchase.
Oh no! Like I've gotten better, but I used to be so bad about like, oh, this game is $1.50. I'm losing money not buying this. Buy. Just like, I was one of those people. And then like I've went on that depressing website of type in your Steam ID name and like see how much money you've spent and how many hours it would take to complete all the games you've never touched yet, and it's depressing to look at those
That's
stats.
a horrible website.
Yeah, it's horrible. Don't recommend it. But my Xbox Live account's not much better. Like I said, up until about a year ago, I pretty much was just like buy stuff left and right, and there's still so many games in my ready to install that I have not even touched yet, and it's it's a little embarrassing, but I'm. The 12-step program is it's going according to plan so far. So, but
Sounds terrible. Don't sign me up for that one.
yeah, I was about to say I was going to say Ladonian and Muldo. I was like, okay, as much as you guys are rapping on me, you've got like the king of like I don't even know what you call it over here in Risky, who is unapologetic about his strategy. So, yeah, it's it could be worse. It could be worse. But
I invested in an 8 terabyte hard drive not too long ago, so I could just go into that ready to install tab and just click install all. And it took like 3 days. And now that thing's almost full. So
Are you serious? I have a 4 terabyte and it's only half full, and I've had it for like 3 years.
Oh,
I have 126 games on it.
buy more games. I guess that
man.
would be the first step. Anything that comes out and is a video game, you can just buy it.
Is
Do you
that
have games?
Can I get you to tell my wife that?
She's not in her current state of
oh yeah, no.
of life. I don't think she wants to hear from me about anything like that.
Do you have games that you bought and haven't started?
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
100%.
Are you
100%.
serious?
Lots
That's
actually.
half my library.
Yeah.
Nope.
I'm closer to Risky than anybody else as far as that's concerned. Yeah, it's lots. It's I don't know. Maybe that's why Game Pass is slowly growing on me as like a blessing, because like it is at least giving me the doubt in my head that maybe I shouldn't pull the trigger on every single new game that comes out. But yeah, I don't know. It's still a problem though.
Also, like it seems like you guys all have like game share buddy issues. It sounds like you need counseling, like the three of you, because I have a game share partner who is Dan Pod from the community. He's great because anytime I'm like, hey dude, look at this trailer, how's this game look, and he'd be like, thumbs up, and then we just buy it.
You just
So it's
suddenly
like,
look and you're ready to install and it's there.
yeah, so I mean that, I don't know, that goes so far with new games. Like I haven't paid more than $32 for a brand new game in years at this point. So
yeah, it
is
really
what it
is cheaper than ever to buy games nowadays or play games. Like it is. You think back to like the 64 days or SNES days and all that stuff, and you're just like saving up to get a $70 cartridge that like there was no such thing as like 2 months later this is going to be $30 or anything like that. So I don't know. It's a totally different times in terms of just like the availability of a bunch of different games you could play. So I don't know. I will say my biggest problem right now though is even though I'm mostly on track to be more budget friendly with all these purchases, the one thing I have a problem with is I want to buy every single 360 and original Xbox game, because in my mind I'm pulling off an Indiana Jones like you belong in a museum thing of like I need to preserve all these games on my Xbox Live account because they're old. I don't care if I don't like them. I need all these old games.
Doc,
So
they will be there.
Well,
Forever.
You realize the problem I'm stepping into though is that we're approaching a next gen of Xbox coming about, well, then at that point, I'm going to be like, well, I mean, shit, I've got to preserve Xbox One generation now. I mean, like, it falls upon to me, this great responsibility.
That's
You're gonna
the
start
great
your own
thing,
library.
'cause your Xbox One games will just go over to that new system.
Exactly. Well, and that's part of the reason why I have this problem is because I know going forward I will always be able to play them. So I'm like, well, I have to buy them because, you know.
I thought I had problems.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so who hasn't talked? Ladonian. What games have you been playing that we haven't gotten to
All
yet?
right, so Fortnite. I finished the Battle Pass. Woo! Got Ragnarok.
Tier 100?
Nice.
That's how you had to get them, right?
Yeah. So yeah, that was fun. The Battle Pass made me play that game a lot more and made it way more fun. Because it doesn't matter if you win games, you just have to complete those, and you pretty much have a blast and meet new people and stuff like that. So I am glad that I bought it and completed it. Played COD Blackout, the Forza Horizon 4 demo,
Hell yeah.
amazing.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I saw Doc playing that, and I was like, ooh, I should download that as well. And my God, it's so good. I can't wait. I have never played any of the Horizon games, so couldn't pull the trigger on them, essentially.
Ladonian, how do you feel about more games coming out with battle passes? Well, some sort of pass. Like Rocket League has a pass. H1Z1 on PlayStation has a battle pass. It's going to be like the new loot box.
Yeah, I don't mind it if the game, if they actually give you stuff. Like, the PUBG Battle Pass, I feel like is like kind of just crap. Like it's just clothing to wear.
Buddy. I bought that thing without even looking at it.
Yeah, yeah. It's
same,
they're the last like 4 tiers of it is essentially just a short skirt, a bikini,
Yep.
a tube top. Like it is. They know their audience.
Whoa.
So yeah, but like Fortnite, for example, you get like skins and dances and like all stuff that like people actually like pay to get. You get it included in your battle pass, so it's pretty well worth it. I think the Rocket League one, as long as it sticks along that line, I'm fine with it. I think people will have a problem with it if they pay $60 for a game and then have to pay $10 for a battle pass. So we'll see if games go forward doing that. I don't think they would.
I think they have to kind of go the route that Fortnite did in terms of like it's got to seem like it's optional and that you're, you know how like Fortnite technically if you go through that you gain enough V-Bucks to buy another battle
Correct.
pass, right?
Yep.
So I think if they're smart about it and take that approach, I think you can make it seem like it's not a ripoff, you know, basically.
I have
anything
never
like that.
saved the V-Bucks for the
Speaking
next
of.
battle pass.
Yeah, I definitely did not save enough of mine to buy the next battle pass, but I mean, it's $10. If I get like $100 out of the game, I'd call that worth it.
Especially when you didn't pay anything to begin with.
Yeah,
Correct.
that's also a bonus, yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So, I could foresee other games doing that as long as they do it right. I'm fine with it. Better than buying loot boxes.
Yeah, I think it's genius for games that are very simplistic and straightforward in terms of like, you know, BR games have one mode and that's it. But like, it's such a genius way to keep people engaged and, you know, it gives progression in some form or fashion. I think if it's done right, it's a great idea because I'm like Risky. I saw that battle pass and I'm just like, well, this gives me something to shoot for in PUBG that I didn't have to shoot for before. And I picked it up right away. And, you know, I don't know with Blackout coming out how much I'm going to care about it. But I think if done correctly, though, it's a great way just to keep people invested in a game and have progression. So
Blackout Battle Pass incoming.
Oh, you know it is.
Yeah.
You know it is.
Yeah, I just if you know what you're getting, I'm fine with it. Like I just hate loot boxes, how it's just random. Like you can, like in PUBG, for example, I was like, oh hey, I can use these points I've acquired. Oh, I get all of these things. That's cool. But no, it was a loot box, and I didn't get anything I wanted.
But Ladonian is not a fan of PUBG.
No.
I can feel the hate. Good thing we
Yeah.
shipped that one off to you.
Woo. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.
It was
No,
a great
thank you.
gesture.
No, thank you.
Maybe someday I'll get a chicken dinner. Let's see. All right, Forza Horizon. Yeah, awesome game. Excited to play it. I love how they added like a stunt mode to it.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah,
that's really awesome. And yeah, I'm super excited to like explore the UK. Like, I wonder how much of that map is actually accurate. I haven't read anything on it, so we shall see. Let's see. I played Ultimate Chicken Horse with chocolate for the call out challenge.
Oh boy.
God bless him.
Gosh, that was hilarious.
Can you explain that game to me?
Yeah, so it essentially, imagine like there's a starting point and an ending point, and you have to like put platforms down to get to the other side of the map. But like some people will put down like glue to stop you, or ice to make you slip, or a spike to kill you. And essentially, you want to be able to get to the other side of the map, but you don't want other people to.
Yeah. It's all about trying to screw over the people you're racing against in some form or fashion.
But making a path for yourself that you know you'll be able to get through. It's really fun. It's a total like party game. It's a blast.
How many people can play in that? Is that 4 or 8?
Yeah, I think it's 4. It might be more though. I'm not sure. I think they just came out with an update.
Yeah, I've only ever had 4 playing, but it might be more.
Yeah, yeah, it's a blast though. And then I played some Red Dead Redemption.
Oh boy, how's that coming along? You gotta be close,
good.
right?
I'm in Mexico, and
You'd be surprised how much game you got left even then, though.
yeah, I just learned how to do the triple shot Deadeye thing, and then stopped a train from going over the edge.
As you do.
Yep, yeah. Like in Back to the Future, that very much felt like a Back to the Future train chase.
Just straight out of the movie.
Yeah. It's a good game. I definitely think it would have been better back in the day because the missions feel like very repetitive compared to what GTA 5 was, where the missions were all kind of different. I did have a question. So I was looking at Red Dead Redemption 2, the different passes. Is there going to be a separate like online mode?
Yes.
For that? Because
eventually.
Yeah.
It says like if you get the different version, it gives you money to GTA 5, which is like, I hope they're not just going to make GTA 5 the online mode and then Red Dead Redemption single player.
No, they've already talked about some of their online stuff, as far as like you can buy like tents and ranches and like different horses, different weapons. Obviously, it's going to be that type of thing for.
So instead
Red
of
Dead.
like taking like a riff bong at your apartment in the skyline, you'll just be on a ranch smoking peyote out by your campfire. Same difference.
Is there going to be any sort of crossover? So like, I do something and I get money, and then I put it in the savings account. So future me, however many years in GTA 5.
Oh wow, that's hilarious! Actually, I love that idea.
Some sort of interest, so it becomes normal money.
That would be amazing.
I can 100% tell you right now that's not going to happen. If you were looking for an answer?
I mean,
did you literally describe like future PayPaling yourself, basically?
Yeah, no, you buy stocks of AT&T now.
Get Amazon now, you idiot.
Your past relative saves $1, and then in GTA money, it's like $5,000.
Yep. Yeah, there you go.
I mean, come on, it's how it compound interest.
I just love how
simple.
I love how Maldo's over here is like, okay, I went back in time. How the hell do I maximize this now?
I mean, do you need more money in GTA 5? Remember
I do.
The stock market game? You can just play that already in GTA 5.
That's true. Invest in gas, and then you just blow up all the gas stations.
Yeah,
or
there you go.
vice versa.
That was such a cool thing with that, though, I have to say. Like, I never got big into it, but I loved that stuff they created with it and all that.
Or couldn't you like invest in the airline too? But you could also go to the airfield and blow up all the carriers and stuff.
Yeah, literally.
What a game! All that Red Dead Redemption 2 Online is going to do is get me really pumped to play some GTA 6 online.
Yeah.
Well, I'm still of the opinion that this game would have come out before it. I mean, a lot sooner had GTA Online not done so well, because I think two things. I think they wanted to give that more room to breathe and make more money. And I can't imagine they didn't spend more time making something like an online robust system in this Red Dead 2, because they made so much money from GTA Online. And I don't know.
I just really hope that they figured out their online. When it first started, it was really, I couldn't connect to anything.
Garbage. It was so
it
bad.
was rough. And it didn't even launch right away, right? I mean, it was a few months after the fact, right?
Yeah.
But was it worse than Call of Duty Blackout trying to connect to people online in the beta?
That was pretty rough I would say the first few days, but I feel like I had those issues the whole weekend. It was just like, hey, just invite me to a party. It's like, no, dude, it's not that easy. You can't just invite me to a game.
You don't get it.
It's not how video games work nowadays.
You got to do a hard reboot, and then right at the same time, we have to hit the same button, okay?
It's exactly what it is.
Once I invite you, you have to join, not through the Xbox button, but you have to actually go into your friends list.
Yeah.
And
that leave party just in case. No, I don't know. Yeah. Real quick about Blackout, last thing about that.
I've heard this one before, Doc.
I have to now. I have to, because now I know about it. I'm conscious about it. I have to do it now. But seriously, do you guys think that mode and everything behind that mode will never get involved in the season pass, in terms of, like, will I have to buy a season pass or something for that Blackout mode later on?
Oh, God.
Guaranteed.
You think so?
It's Activision, dude.
100%.
Yeah, I know. I think you're right. I just
The second worst evil next to EA.
I know. I just wish it wasn't the truth, but I'm just like, I think you're right. It's probably going to be something.
Well, enjoy my money, Activision.
You're going to get a lot of it.
All right. Whew, we are cruising along here, huh? All right.
Blowing through this.
Doc, anything interesting that we need to talk about?
Nah, I've been playing a lot of an old game, Rome Total War, but most people now either know what that game is or do not care about what that game is if you do. So that and just Forza Horizon 4, same thing as Ladonian. That game seems like it's picking up right where 3 left off. I'm going to be interested to see what they do, what kind of crazy DLC they do with this one, considering, what they did with Hot Wheels on the last one. But man, that game just looks so good. It's got a 60 frames per second mode. It is just like buttery smooth. I can't wait to play more of that. For sure.
The actual last thing I'll ask about Forza is how much was in that demo for you to
actually quite a bit
play.
I want to say there's like at least 2 races of each of their different types of races. So you've got and they did this in 3 as well. Like you've got dirt rally races, you've got street races, you've got your traditional track races, and then you've got more unique stuff like, hey, you're filling in for a stunt driver, which ended up being really cool actually, because it's like you basically played out like this chase car sequence, like you're getting chased down by like mobsters or something, and you're having to like take these turns, and like pyrotechnics are going off and stuff, and you have to do this like crazy jump, but they do it all in the guise of like you're trying to get these shots for a movie in. And so there was a lot of cool stuff like that they got more creative with, I feel like, this time around. But there's a lot of stuff to do there in terms of the demo, though. I mean, it's got probably at least a good hour and a half worth of stuff to do. So
yeah, it was a blast. I probably did the stunt driving jump like 10 times trying to beat Arrow Ben and X1 Bros.
Yeah.
Their distance record, and yeah, it was just a blast the whole time. I probably played it for like 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah.
Just driving around at the end, exploring the open world. It was a pretty big open world.
Yeah.
For a demo, at least.
So it's not the whole open world, right? It was probably just a slice of it.
Yeah, it's just a slice of it.
Think so, yeah. Yeah, I think so, yeah. And I thought, I don't know, maybe it's just because I like the dirt rally races more, but man, I thought they looked, I don't know if it's the graphics or just the 60 frames per second or what, but it just looked so good to play. Like, and I thought the music stations this time around were a lot better too, for whatever reason. But
that's even thinking back on like Forza Horizon 3, when I play that like on a 4K monitor with my 1X, like that game looks stupid good. I can't imagine how much better this could actually be, but it's probably just going to blow my mind.
Yeah.
All over again. I am happy this is coming to Game Pass, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. Now I'll actually play a Forza game.
Yep.
Have you guys messed with any of the modes between the performance or the quality?
Yeah, I checked out both, and I mean, not that the 4K isn't worth it to see that crispness, but like in a racing game, especially if you can like turn motion blur and stuff off and have 60 frames per second, that just looks incredible when you get at high speeds and doing turns and stuff. It just looks so good.
There's a really noticeable difference between like some games when you change, I can't really tell, but this one I'm like, man, 60 frames is buttery smooth.
Totally, yeah. I think that's probably the way I'll end up playing most of it because it just feels so good and honestly, even though it goes down to 1080p, that game still looks freaking amazing. Like that, they are wizards when it comes to like that, the graphic fidelity of some of that stuff. So
No need, Rob. Play on your PC, and you can get the best of both worlds.
Especially after he builds you this one.
Join the oh yeah, 20 GTX 2200. Yeah,
only an $1,800 computer. No biggie.
I mean, it's future proofed.
that is true.
That's all we can talk about. Is future proofing. That's probably all he's looking for. He can't answer us right now because he's away. But
he's ordering the GTX right now.
Yeah, I think he's just so excited about this PC that he's currently.
I think he's good with the 3800.
Hopefully, he heard you.
He only Doc will get that joke.
I did. I appreciate that, Ladonian.
No idea what you guys are talking about. Sounds like nerd stuff.
Sounds like
nerds.
At this point, it's kind of just like, I need to build a PC. Ladonian, I have this much money. Just order everything and just make sure I can play video games on it.
But he didn't stop where I said stop.
That's true.
He just kept going.
He wants
you
to
need
look
to wait for a
piece
sale.
on sale.
There'll be a sale on all that stuff.
Yeah, Ladonian is right about that. Like, if you have patience, you can build a crazy good rig for cheaper than you think because there's always sales and rebates and tons of stuff like that.
Doc, I'm going to send you the link that he sent me, and you tell me how retarded he's being.
Look, I'm not the person to ask because if I could build a PC every day of my life, I would. But that's also another one of those idiotic hobbies I got into that I'm like, man, this is really expensive, and I want to do it all the time. This is a problem.
Well, I sent you a link to a guide, and I said, hey, Doc, what do you think about this? And then you texted me, like, the next day.
I know.
Hey, I looked at this. I forgot it. I'm sorry. I'm being rude.
I actually
and then you never mentioned anything about it.
I still have to look at it again. That was in the middle of my work, 3-day like work weekend at that point. And I totally forgot. I do apologize. I do still have to look at that though, and I'll check it out. He's already got you on the right path though. Like PC Part Picker is your friend for sure though. If especially first time building a PC, that website is absolutely your friend for sure.
Are you nerds done yet?
Yeah.
Can I move this show along? All right. Anybody else playing anything else before I get this show on the road? Nope. All right. Perfect. All right. So Chocolate's not here tonight. I didn't even mention that at the top of the show, but hopefully you noticed there wasn't a British dude not talking this episode.
You mean his baby monitor just wasn't going off and he wasn't here for the past 54 minutes?
That's true. Actually, Chocolate is here, but he's away from the computer.
I'm just waiting for him to pop back in here and be like, what I missed, guys?
However, he did record something for the Chocolates Call Out Challenge. So up next, we have Chocolates Call Out Challenge.
Chocolates Call Out Challenge. I'm calling out Moosenstein. I'm the biggest, baddest daddy there is, and it's time to show my children, your children, that I am king of the papas. Ooh, yeah!
All right, Chocolate. Sounds good. Great segment, as usual. Next time, we'll do it live.
Killed it.
And good luck, contestant, because I don't remember who you were calling out this week. I was probably supposed to write that down or something. No, it's Moose. Moose. Good luck,
Moose.
Good luck, Moose. You're going to need it.
You're probably
Get
not
after
going to.
it.
I mean, yeah, you're probably going to.
I think I was the only person he's actually beat on a call-out challenge when I challenged him.
Whoa, what are you talking about, man?
He beats
won every one of those.
He beats like it wasn't just
Yeah,
you. Don't feel
yeah.
bad.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, the official
My fault.
record is, I think he said 1,000-0. So, and I take
Right.
his word for it, you know. So
He doesn't
he
lie.
actually did beat me. The recording just was corrupted or something, so we had to do it again.
That must have been devastating for Chocolate. No, guys, seriously, I did. It's just it got deleted. I swear.
I actually beat him. Nope, never.
Sure you did, Chocolate. Sure you did.
All right, next up, let's get into the news. All right, Doc, what's up first in the news?
So we had a Nintendo Direct.
We
happened.
sure did.
Yeah, we did.
This was the one that got
and
rescheduled, I think,
yes,
right?
because there was a earthquake in Hokkaido, I think, and that is very tragic. But yeah, I think the only bad part about obviously the tragic part of the earthquake is that I think several hundred people died and all. But I think a lot of this news ended up leaking out anyways. So
Like it does.
So there wasn't a lot of surprises, but we'll kind of go through it here. How about Luigi's Mansion? You guys like that GameCube game, Luigi's Mansion? You want more? No?
Nope,
I
never
actually
played
never
it.
played it.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
Well, I watched someone play it on Twitch, like someone who speed ran it, and it looked interesting when he was speed running it. But other than that, I've never seen it.
it's an interesting mechanic. I never, I played like maybe 10 minutes of it back in the day on GameCube and never got any further with it. But we're getting a sequel to that on the Switch. This is a proper sequel, apparently. Also, I didn't know there was a Luigi's Mansion 2, so FYI, public service announcement, there was.
Was there actually, or did I screw that up?
No, it's actually 3. Because
Okay.
when I was watching the Direct, I was like, oh shit, there was a 2? Like, literally
think
said that during the Direct.
I think it was for the 3DS.
Oh, okay, that would make sense then. Okay.
Speaking of 3DS.
Yeah, so also, they announced a few more 3DS games. We got a Kirby game, or a Kirby port from the Wii to the 3DS. This was the, I actually can't even remember the name of it. It's like the, it's not the Kirby Yarn, but it was, it's in that vein of art style.
You should have just read this the way I wrote it, because I wrote Kirby
Oh,
game
trust me,
port from
I
Wii.
struggled through it just as well.
Kirby game port from Wii to new 3DS only. ... Why? Question mark. ...
I'm under the impression that I think Nintendo didn't know that the Switch was going to be a huge success, and they hedged their bet with the 3DS, and that's why we're still getting a few ports. But anyways, moving on.
Oh yeah, please.
Super Mario Brothers U from the Wii U. It's also coming to the Switch. Don't know if you're seeing a pattern here.
This game looks good.
Yeah, I actually did beat this. One of the few games I did beat for the Wii U back in the day. It's a good platformer.
I think you were one of the few people with a Wii U. I
Probably
didn't
also
have it,
that
at least.
I kind of semi-regretted having it. But
You know,
anyways.
I really appreciate all the Wii U ports because
Do you?
I
Because no one
completely,
played those games?
yeah, I completely just disregarded that system.
No,
that
so
wasn't
did
even
I.
a thing in my life.
It actually is kind of sad that is a true fact that these actually are hitting a huge audience that never actually did own a Wii U or bothered to play anything on a Wii U. So
Yeah.
you're not wrong.
But how dumb is it when you're porting Wii games to the new 3DS? And it's only the new 3DS, mind you. It's not like it's like the ones that are branded as new. It's only going to run on that. Who needs
I don't know.
that? Why?
I don't
What?
know. I don't get it. Like I said, I genuinely believe that Nintendo hedged their
They're
bets. And
becoming Apple.
Exactly.
Just wait till we get like the new Switch, and it's not like the Switch 2. It's just the new Switch, and there's the new Switch. Like, I hate that naming.
What if
style?
What if the new
The Switch S.
what if
Oh, jeez.
what if the
please.
new Switch S has 4 Joy-Cons and the next 2 slide onto the top and the bottom, so you
I'm
have
still
4
gonna buy it.
Joy-Cons?
You play Monopoly really well that way.
It's gonna be
Well,
awesome.
Risky.
Board
What?
games.
I got one better for you, Risky. What if I could get you 2 old school NES controllers that behaved like Joy-Cons and could be charged on the Switch like Joy-Cons, but couldn't actually be used like Joy-Cons when you hold the Switch or try to control it with Joy-Cons? What would you say to that?
I would say for $59.99, you can stick them up your butt.
That's $59.99 for a pair, you say?
Yep. What a deal.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I
Hey.
thought it actually was just for one, but that's for a pair. That actually is.
But do you think that some fade grips would fit on those?
100% Fade Grips.
I mean,
Use promo code CAG20 to get 20% off your next order.
Shut up and take my money.
I mean, it's gonna be online, so I'm just saying. Let's see. Moving on. Some other news. So regarding the online, is this the actual? I guess the actual date for Nintendo Online is
It's right now.
September 18th. Okay.
Today.
I can't believe I missed that big day.
It's not today for us, Risky.
No, dude, but by the time they listen to the podcast, it's today. Come on, Ladonian, get with it.
Right, it's today.
I love Ladonian's affect on that. You're right. It's today. So Switch Online, which you're going to need to play any current games and future games online. Also, you will get cloud saves if you pay for online. Not if you don't. Talk about that later.
So do you lose your cloud saves if you skip a month?
Funny story, Ladonian. You do, in fact, lose your cloud saves if you skip a payment for online.
Wow.
So what you have to do is you have to back them up locally if you're going to drop the online service.
Yes.
So then if you start it back up again, you have to move them from on. It's the dumbest
And people said
thing.
Nintendo doesn't get online. I mean, come on, guys.
Is this every game that's going to have that cloud save?
Okay, the hits just keep on coming. Actually, Jeff, to that point, no, because Dark Souls, which has not yet come out yet, will not have cloud saves for it. Nintendo cited, basically, to sum it up, they cited save scumming is the reason they don't want you to have cloud saves for Dark Souls. So yeah, I'm not confident that every game coming out later on with online will have cloud saves after that. So, we'll see. I think Smash comes out in December, so that'll be another good test to see if that has cloud saves. I can't imagine it wouldn't, but, Nintendo. So,
Question for you, Doc.
yeah.
Current games that you can play online, Fortnite, Rocket League, those going forward, do you need the online service to play?
No. So actually, that's actually a really good question. That they have come out and said Fortnite, at least for Fortnite. I'm assuming this would apply to Paladins as well. But Fortnite, you do
Awful
not need.
game.
Oh boy, good thing we didn't have Ladonian on the
PUBG.
Kebabski
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, that would have been bad. PUBG and Paladins are on the chopping block for Ladonian. Yeah, so you don't for Fortnite, and which that at least was some good news. So apparently, if it is a free-to-play game that has multiplayer, it sounds like you won't need this. So there's that. That was some good news. Anyways, you will get some other stuff with this online service. You'll get 20 games at launch. These are NES games. Just to name off a few, you're going to get Super Mario Brothers 1 and 3, Tecmo Bowl, Ice Climbers, Donkey Kong, Dr. Mario, and Double Dragon, not too frowny face. I'm just kidding. I'm not pulling a chocolate.
No, but for
actually
real, Double Dragon 2, that's the real winner there. I wish that was I wish that was the one.
That is a good point, though, because that is one of the few, side-scroll brawl. That is a side-scroll brawler, right? I'm thinking right.
Yeah. With
that, right? Yeah,
co-op, 2 players.
Yeah, that's one of the few I actually remember, I feel like, from that gen.
Yep.
And the other thing is...
I would have been super pumped if Battletoads was on it.
Right? How do you not?
Oh, man, I didn't even think about that. You're right.
No, but don't worry.
Battletoads over Double Dragon any day.
I don't know. They're both great. I don't think I could pick one or the other. But if I had to, it'd be Double Dragon.
But if I had to right now, I would say that. Also, it should be noted that these will have multiplayer in some form or fashion. Nintendo made a big deal to get out and tweet you will be able to play Super Mario Brothers 1 online with a friend for the first time ever, which is factually correct. Which I guess that's cool. I guess. I don't know. Do any of you guys think you'll be? Well, one, if you have a Switch and getting the service, do you think you will be playing any of these old games online at all?
No, next question.
For sure, yes. See, I never had a NES or a Super NES, so I would always have to go to my friend's house to play them. So these games coming out to me now will be excellent,
okay,
portable games for me to play when I'm traveling.
Doc, do you think you're going to be really good at Dr. Mario?
No. I sucked at Tetris always, so no.
But even with your degree, you don't think you're going to be able to get...
I mean, if they somehow plug in pharmacokinetic math, maybe, but I'm pretty sure that never existed.
Doc, let's be honest here. It's 1 pill, 2 pill. 3 pill. My sister's a pharmacist. I know what she learned in school.
I hate you guys so much. Anyways, moving on. We talked about the save data cloud saves. Save data cloud. Gee, Risky, are you trying?
Save.
Save data cloud, really?
Bro, you gotta read this stuff before you come in here. We can't do
You're
this
right.
thing
I know.
live.
This is my fault. Okay. We talked about how you lose that if your membership gets canceled, you lose your cloud saves. And you'll still. Have you guys used the smartphone app yet? That great smartphone communication app for the Switch Online. Anybody? No.
I don't get why that's still a thing. Rocket League and Fortnite both just were like, hey, we're going to have comms. Bam, it worked.
Kind of serious question. Do you think anybody at Nintendo HQ actually realizes that those games use the normal 3mm jack to talk online?
100% no.
Yeah, I don't think they do either.
So it has the ability. They just don't use it.
Nintendo. We're just going to start saying that.
I think it comes down to the game developer. If they want to put that technology in their game, it's pretty simple for them to do. But Nintendo, just for some reason, wanted to create a party system, kind of like Xbox have, but on a phone and not their console.
The best part of that direct is when they're talking about the phone app. And like, with our phone app, your friends can be part of the conversation.
So cringy. Which is worse, that or the snapping switch to each segment? Which is worse?
The phone app.
Yeah,
phone app,
right.
definitely.
I
phone
agree.
app,
Phone app.
for sure.
Yeah. Okay. And special. They hinted at special offers, more to come in the future. I'm assuming they will talk more about this once it is now officially launched.
I just pictured that being like a deals with gold kind of thing. Like if you have this membership, you'll get 10% off or whatever. I don't know, something like that.
Or like PlayStation Plus, when you go online, you see like the yellow marked out
Yeah,
prices
exactly.
and stuff like that.
Yep.
So yeah, I imagine so. Probably one of the easier to swallow details about this is the fact that it's not going to cost near as much as PlayStation Plus or Xbox Live Go. So starting at 12 months for one person is $19.99, which I can kind of get behind that for some old NES games. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the like just for unlocking those 20 games, that's like $1 a piece for some of these old games. Like, I'm all about that.
Well, and maybe somebody could tell me about this too. I didn't quite get clarification on this from the direct, but they are going to continuously add games to the service and keep the games that are in it, correct?
I think they're rotating them. I could be
Are they
wrong.
rotating?
Like
Okay,
Netflix model or Game Pass
I
model.
was a little, I was a little
but
confused.
if you download the game, you have it.
Okay.
But if you miss it, you don't. I don't know. I could be wrong.
All right, so I'm furiously Googling Amazon SD disc now. What is the highest they can go? 128 gigs? Okay,
I have a
we're good.
256
I've got
in mine.
I've got a 200.
256.
I got a
something, yeah.
256, yeah.
All right.
I think
I'm
you
gonna-
can go higher now, though. I think they updated the firmware.
Can we play these games offline?
I would assume so. Surely, if there's one thing that is Nintendo about this, it's got to be the fact that you can play it offline, surely.
You mean you don't have Wi-Fi in your car?
While I'm driving.
Yeah, while you're driving. Yeah,
It's 2018, guys. Come on. Get with it.
Also, I am taking applications for family members who want to get in on this family account.
Isn't that so they didn't really detail it much. It seemed like if you have 2 or more accounts, it's $34.99 for a family membership. Like 2 or more up
all
to
CAG
what number?
Discords getting on the same one.
I mean, me and Ladonian have been first cousins for at least tonight going forward. So yeah,
Yep.
I mean,
Since
legit.
at least tonight.
At
Risky's
least
my best friend.
That's pretty much family.
that counts for something. Yeah, so I mean, I feel like that was like a wink and a nod. I don't think they care one way or the other who you family share with. So I think that was kind of a cool thing too, because everything I've read about that is just pretty much like, we're not going to actually check it to see if you're related to these people. Just do what you want. So
Thanks for putting it out there, Nintendo. We appreciate it.
yeah. So at least they were kind of cool about that, which that is a really good deal if you got. How many people does that go up to? Do we know? Is it 5 or 6?
I don't think they said it. So that's why I was kind of like,
oh, that could be. Wow. Okay. Well.
how many people do you know?
I got a big Hispanic family.
Yeah. All right. Well.
Every single one of them is getting a Switch for Christmas.
And you get a Switch. And you get a Switch.
And then we talked about the NES Joy-Cons, which I was initially excited for this, and then Nintendo somehow found a way to Nintendo this up. And Does anybody else get OCD like me when they see those NES Joy-Cons in the Switch and how they're not even and
No.
how it drives me crazy. So I don't know.
Nope, just you.
Anyways,
So
okay,
I have
yeah,
read that you can only get those Joy-Cons if you're a subscriber.
that is correct.
What? Are you serious?
Yes, that is a fact. Yep, I went online to double check after the direct because I thought that sounded cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs also, and that's
Whoa.
totally true. I thought it was like during the direct they're like, and for our members only, and I'm like, wait, what? Did he just what?
We knew what you meant. It was just weird that you said cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Hey,
We're all on the
look,
same page
I
here.
am super fly with what the kids are saying nowadays. Get on my level, guys. Come on. Jesus. Okay.
Cringing.
Those don't have marshmallows in them. I'm pretty sure the kids aren't eating them.
Yeah, you're
That's a
probably
good
right.
point.
Diablo 3 Eternal Collection, which has the expansion with it, is coming to the Switch, which that seems like a perfect Switch game. Interested to see how well that runs, because even on current consoles, when you get crazy amounts of enemies on the screen, it can chug a little bit on the OG Xbox.
Yeah, I'm just curious, like online playing that, like
That
how
too.
well that's gonna work with your friends. Yeah, I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, or wait for whoever takes the plunge in the Discord and then reports back.
It'll
Risky.
probably be risky.
Hey, what's
Yes.
up?
Use
Sorry
that
guys, I was
phone
just
app.
Risky's over here. It's like, sorry guys, that was in the Nintendo eShop. What was up? What happened?
Consider it pre-order.
Are any of you guys subscribing? I mean, it's live today.
Consider it already paid for.
I mean, yeah, I'm probably
Yeah,
going
I'll be
to.
there.
For those games, if they didn't have the NES games, I might not, because when I look at like what games I'm playing online right now, it's every once in a while Splatoon, and I mean like every once in a while, rarely. But
I
the
mean,
NES games, yeah.
I
For
play
the-
Fortnite online when I need a win.
When I need to feel good about life, I boot up Fortnite on the Switch.
but like for the average kid, one day, tomorrow, they're just going to turn on their Switch and they're not going to be able to play Splatoon.
Hey, I agree. It's gonna be
Mom,
Mom, I need your credit card again.
I didn't think about that. That is going to be kind of funny, though. But yeah, it's
It's gonna be
I don't
funny. It's
know.
gonna be really sad, you jerk.
well, a little bit
Funny for us.
Anyways, yeah, it's yeah. So we'll see. City Skylines also coming to the Switch.
this I think is definitely gonna have a challenge running on the Switch.
I thought the same thing when they announced this. I'm like, no way this is gonna run well. No way,
Because my Xbox has trouble running this game. Like, it slows down a lot when the cities get big.
dude, my 1070 on my PC doesn't exactly come out with flying colors sometimes on it. So I mean, I'm just like, the Switch, we'll see.
Also, I don't know, like, how well you're going to be able to see things on that small screen. Like, because a lot of times it'll be like, this person has died in this house, this person's died, or, like, this house is abandoned. And, like, you can't even see that when you're way zoomed out. So I'll
Yeah.
be interested to see if they go with the touchscreen for that game.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. That's a good point. Yeah, that would actually seem like that would make sense for some things in that game.
I haven't actually looked at like what that port looks like, but it's really annoying when these companies port over games and don't take into consideration the size of that screen. Because like what comes to mind to me is Darkest Dungeon. Like they didn't
totally.
up the font in that at all. And when I was playing
Totally.
that game, I felt like I needed a magnifying glass just to like read
Yep.
what was going on.
Need-
There's so much
Need
text
some
in that
cheaters.
game. Get some what?
Have Doc get you some cheaters.
I don't even know what that
You
is.
guys know what?
Some,
You don't know what that is? Oh man, that's like reading glasses.
Yeah, it's like it's like bifocals kind of thing.
You don't call them readers? You call them cheaters?
Yeah, everyone in my family calls them cheaters. I don't know.
I've
maybe
heard
it's
of
a
both
Chicago
ways.
thing.
Huh.
I don't know.
All right. No, it's cool.
But yeah, I played a lot of Darkest Dungeon on Switch, and that is horrible. Trying to.
So
read
that's
some
why
of
I
that
just
stuff
wonder
sometimes.
if they're actually optimizing all of these games, especially like Diablo 2. That has a bunch of small text for all your weapons and like all your
Yeah.
stats and stuff. I don't know.
I don't know. I agree. Like it's going to be kind of depressing if we get it. And it's just like, oh, you just literally scaled down the screen and that's all. So
That's what I
Yeah,
mean.
and
But
I'm the only person ever who plays their Switch docked. So
I do sometimes, occasionally.
I rarely do actually. Now that I think about it, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so we'll see. They had just like a quick trailer for it. And I didn't really look at it that closely, but I have to imagine they're going to scale back a lot of texture details and stuff in that. But we'll see.
It's going to look like Sim Cities.
Why does my city look like Play-Doh everywhere? This is weird. Then also, speaking of another one that's going to be interesting to see how this runs on the Switch, is Civilization 6, which I think this is only for the Switch, correct? I didn't see this announced later for PS4 or Xbox One. Somebody maybe can correct me on that, but they announced Civilization 6, which is coming out November 16th for the Switch, and it will have 4-player local multiplayer, not online. Which they didn't show a whole lot of this, but that actually got me a little bit excited because I do really like the Civilization games. But again, I'm interested to see what this looks like and how it runs on the Switch.
Definitely one of those one more turn games, and then it's 3 o'clock in the morning.
100%. I have watched the sun come up more than once with Civ. I think it was like Civ 3 back in the day.
Civ Revolution. That was my.
Oh, that was such a good.
That was my game that the hours disappeared. Loved it.
I never really play these games. Are they kind of like a Age of Empire feel to them?
Not so much like the micromanaging of an RTS. Much more turn-based, imagine units on tiles and almost like a board game, and you have hexagonal tiles everywhere, and that's how you move units around. So
okay.
It's much more like not real-time strategy, much more like turn-based kind of strategy like that.
All right. Nice.
But yeah, it definitely takes their big shtick is you can win with culture, or a culture win, or get to space first, or you can win in other ways other than just wiping out your enemy with military forces. So that was their always big kind of thing. But yeah, I don't know. That was something I wasn't expecting for them to announce. That was one of the first times during the Direct I was like, oh, okay, I didn't see that coming. But
so is it kind of like Settlers of Catan or no?
That's not the worst way to think of it in terms of how it might look, as far as
if
you almost have
a game?
Yeah, and
Okay.
and you can move units. They move a certain amount of little hexagonal squares at a time, and you have cities on one thing, and depending on where the city is, depends on what resources they get, stuff like that. So
Cool.
And do any of you guys play Warframe, the free-to-play Destiny-like shooter?
Yeah, I took a little dive into it.
Okay. Risky? Maldo? No?
I played it for a little bit, yeah.
I
Okay.
tried it. The movement system was way too crazy for me. I'm just not as skilled to keep up with it.
It does seem wild when you go online and watch people play that. It seems like 1,000. It's like when you go online randomly, and for somebody like me that doesn't know anything about WoW, when you watch a WoW streamer, you're like, what the hell is going on the screen right now? There's 1,000 things going off, and it's every time I watch Warframe, it's just there's 1,000 things happening on the screen at once. So I don't know.
Yeah, I played it for probably 45, 50 hours over the course of a 3-week period. So I dived in pretty deep, and it was a really fun game. But I had no one really to play with. So yeah.
Have you been back to it since they did the Plains of Eidolon? I think that's what it's called.
So that's when I started. I didn't even play it before that.
Okay.
So
it was way worse before that.
Yeah. I heard.
Man,
yeah.
let me tell you.
But yeah, it's a fun game. I don't know. Again, this is one that I don't know how it's going to transfer over to the Switch.
I feel like you were like me watching this Direct, Ladoni, because every time one of these games will pop up, I'm like,
How?
Hunter, I wonder how that's going to run. Instead of...
But this game could definitely benefit from the Fortnite, Rocket League, how they're creating an account, and you could just go from platform to platform.
Do we know if they're
unless
doing
you're on Sony.
that?
No, they don't, because the PC is their beta testing area, and so they roll out stuff to the PC, see if it works on the PC, and then they roll it out to the PS4 or Xbox.
See,
So
I would love cross saves. I would buy so
Right?
many more multiple
Right?
copies of
Yeah.
games if there was cross
totally.
saves.
Totally.
That's- Yeah, that's why I got super into Fortnite, because I could play
Literally anywhere.
on my PC, on my Xbox, on my Switch,
On your phone?
yeah, wherever I was going, I would always have it, and I could play with my friends on PS4 for the first time in like 8 years a game on my PC. So yeah, that's why I loved it. So I hope they go that route. I don't think they will though.
It does seem like a total no-brainer though, in terms of like Maldo was saying, like how many extra copies of games they would sell just because, like, well, I have friends on this system, or
It's a free game.
Well, yeah, true. Sorry. Well, I mean, like DLC and I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but like Warframe, it has a lot of like microtransactions, right?
Yeah, you can, like, but you can technically, that's the reason I started playing it and that I liked it. You can technically earn everything one way or the other.
True. Okay. Well, that is coming to the Switch November 20th. So, and again, with this being a free-to-play, I would assume this is a game that doesn't necessarily require the online service to actually play. But
actually, yeah. I think it has to.
Oh, does it? Okay, never mind.
Take that,
Yeah.
Doc.
Fortnite might be the exception then.
Yeah,
So-
I think you have to play online with that one.
But is their free to play not so? PlayStation's free to play games, you don't need PS Plus.
Correct.
But Xbox, you need Live to play their free games.
Correct.
Online. Is it not going to be that model?
It seems like it's mismatched on the Switch as far as like they said Fortnite wouldn't, but like I'm like Ladonian, like Warframe might. So I don't know. It might be case by case basis.
Games.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
That's not a good model at all.
Well, I think
I
I
mean-
think Fortnite, with all the billions of people or millions of people that play it, like I think they made an exception for that game.
Yeah.
Because like, what if people are buying stuff on the Switch gets X percentage of
Yeah,
that
exactly.
purchase.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
money.
True. Yeah. So that's coming out November 20th. Free, so it might be worth picking up just to try it out and see how it plays. And I don't know. Maybe if you've not tried it yet, this is the up-to-date version. I'm assuming with the consoles, so it's gonna have that Plains of Eidolon or whatever and stuff like that. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna give it a download.
Same.
Yeah. Also, any of you guys big Final Fantasy fans back in the day?
Hit or miss.
I've never played any Final Fantasy ever.
That's kind of crazy.
I know.
Same.
None,
It's awful.
Both of you?
No, none. Oh wow, ever. Dang. Okay. Yeah. So actually, Switch and Xbox are both getting a slew of Final Fantasy games. A lot of, all of these are older. Looks like, well, except for Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition, which is that free to play? I'm not actually sure about that.
It's kind of like a Telltale thing where it's like they'll give you the first
Okay.
one for free, and then if you want the following episodes, you pay for them or pay for like the whole package or whatever.
Gotcha. Okay.
So I have the Final Fantasy 15 Royal Edition. Never played it. I own it. I bought it with my money. Haven't even launched it.
Yeah.
Huh.
Me too.
Both?
Yeah,
What?
yeah, me too.
Wow.
There's a lot of games.
It was on sale.
It was.
It was.
All right.
Yeah, no, I didn't do that. I just knew that I didn't
Ladonian's
have
like,
the
I'm not
time.
an idiot.
Yeah, I didn't have the time, and
And you like your money?
One day.
If it's free on Xbox, like Gold, I'll get it. But yeah, which was the good Final Fantasy that like everyone considers like the best game? Is that Final Fantasy 7?
7.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
Okay,
one that most
so
people.
yeah, I'll probably give that a go.
It's not. You're
7
not
looks
gonna like
horrible.
Here's the thing: Risky is actually right because people forget that old school JRPGs do not age well because we are very much used to RPGs now where you don't have to grind your eyeballs out over and over again just to level up to get to certain things.
But
like
see,
in that
I'm
game.
fine with that. I'm the guy in Pokemon who'll just walk back and forth
Oh God.
between the same.
I take
You
it
might
back.
love
this game
Final
is perfect.
Fantasy 7.
Yes.
Yeah, between the same
Take it
patch
back.
of grass just to level all my characters. that are
There's a
Pokemon to the
special
same
place
level.
in hell for people like you.
Yep.
Ladonian, I fully expect to stream this fall when the Switch Pokemon Eevee Let's Go comes out, and I just want to see you just back and forth, just grinding out levels in a little field.
Yep.
That's. I mean,
Yep. It's gonna happen. It's
honestly,
gonna happen.
if you, yeah, man, if you're into that kind of stuff, give Final Fantasy 7 a go.
That is totally what that is. Yeah.
I know I won't go back to it because thinking about doing what you just said makes me want to jump out of my second story window. Yeah, I don't know. I can't do it. But when that game did come out, though, and I was playing it at that time, it was the best thing in the entire world. So
Yeah.
I don't think it holds up well, though.
No, that was the first, I guess you could say, big RPG I ever played was that one. So it's always got a fondness in my heart.
The first RPG I ever played was Knights of the Old Republic, which
Oh
was
my God,
the best
what a
RPG
good
ever.
Starting.
That
It all went
is, and
downhill
makes
from
me feel
there.
old.
Yeah, it pretty much did.
Although
Mass Effect was kind of close, but it was more of an action RPG.
yeah, I tried going back to KOTOR once it was on back compat. I actually bought it because I have no idea where my disc was. It was like $10. It was tough. It was tough going back to it, and like the combat
that
was
first world is rough.
I think that might have been
when
what
you're
it was.
not a Jedi.
I couldn't get off of it.
Oh right, yeah.
That was rough even when the game was new, but once you become a Jedi, get your lightsaber, you're all good.
True.
Yeah, true.
Too many other games for that.
Yeah, that's true.
So we got Final Fantasy 7, also 9, 10, 10-2. Never played 10, so I don't know what the deal is with 10 and 10-2, but
Me neither.
yeah, okay. I was gonna look at
I
you.
heard
Risky,
10-2 was awful, but that's just from what I remember my buddy saying
okay.
back in the day.
12 remaster. So there's a whole slew of Final Fantasy games coming out. So if it's one of those things where you always heard your friends talk about, how this is the best game ever, you technically can go back and play it now. So, and last thing on the Direct was the Animal Crossing game announced. They no gameplay footage of this. They just basically said 2019, and a lot of people got excited. Big community out there for the Animal Crossing series, but and then they ended with Isabella, which is a character in Animal Crossing, also being in Smash Bros. With the 1,000 other characters in that.
Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys
So
all play
pumped.
Animal Crossing, or is that a sarcastic?
That's very sarcastic.
That's a no.
Okay.
Yeah, I was
Maybe.
laying
I
it
know.
on pretty thick, but it's
Yeah.
hard to tell,
I know a guy that did. Maybe.
Yeah, was his name JT?
No. Maybe. I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
Sounds like a
Yeah.
Doc move.
These games I always take a hard pass on.
I tried playing the Pocket Camp one or whatever it was called.
Oh, right. The phone. Yeah.
That was my intro to Animal Crossing. Never again. Never again.
Yeah. I heard that was weird.
Yeah, I think that whole game's probably pretty weird, but anyways, I digress. All right, was that all of
That was
our
Nintendo Direct.
extensive Nintendo Direct
Woo.
coverage?
That was it.
All right, well, whoa, do you guys hear that? What is that?
Warning, incoming missile.
All right, now we're at the portion of the show. Yeah, that was a terrible way to intro this. We're doing Name the Phrase. Chocolate's not here, and I don't know how to do this, so we're on word 3 of your 4-word phrase. In order. Man, this podcast going down a second ago is really
You're doing
throwing me
great.
off.
You're doing great.
All
Keep
right.
trucking along.
So the Name the Phrase contest, throughout 4 episodes, we're going to give you 4 words. At the end of the 4 words, you're going to send those in to cagpodcast@gmail.com to be entered for a chance to win a month of Game Pass. This week's word is R. A-R-E. R. So if you tune into the last 2 episodes and this upcoming one next week, you will have the 4-word phrase. Email it to us for your chance to win a month of Game Pass. And
Oh,
that's
man.
Name the Phrase.
I think I can guess. Can I send it in early? Do I get bonus points?
I say you probably already have the first 2 words handy right next to
Oh
you, don't
yeah. Oh yeah. I keep a
Tony's
Google
like,
Doc.
I
of it.
got this.
I didn't get
Yes.
the Google Doc.
you? This is
Yeah.
an easy one. So you're welcome.
Woo.
All right, what's up next in the news? Maldo, take it away.
So there's 4 games leaving Game Pass at the end of
Oh.
September. I have no idea how to pronounce this first one, but it's Maldita Castilla EX Cursed
Yep.
Castle. Whatever. Name your
It'll-
game better.
It'll be missed.
It sounds like no one's going to care.
Donnie's like, pour one out for it.
Someone got that 1,000 gamer score
Yep.
for that weird game.
Probably.
Saints Row, Get Out of Hell,
Oh, that's a decent one.
the Bug Butcher, and Tower of Guns.
All right. R.I.P.
Woo.
If you
Sad
want to get them
day.
at, or is it 20% off if you want to buy them now before the end of the month, right? Is that what the
believe
discount
so.
is?
Yep.
Okay, so go get those if you want, or just give them a chance quick before they disappear forever. All right, next up in the news, Doc, you want to talk some loot boxes?
Oh yeah, EA loves loot boxes. So it came out a while ago that Belgium was basically instituting laws saying that it was illegal to have what they considered gambling loot boxes within video games, illegal to be sold within their country, which everybody just assumed that meant that EA was going to patch that out of that version of the game in that country, I guess. But boy, did EA surprise everybody by saying, nah, F that. We're just going to fight it in court. So they really want to keep those loot boxes in the game in every country in the world.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
They're literally like, no, you can't do that. They go against our gambling laws in our country. And EA's like, yeah, that sucks. Oh, well. What?
We got lawyers. They're not doing anything right now. Just send them to Belgium. Yeah, I don't know. So, I mean, that is actually, I looked at this story and I kind of laughed. I was like, yeah, of course they're fighting this in court. Why wouldn't they? Of course, EA is.
It's one country. I wonder how much money they're raking in from FIFA Ultimate Team in Belgium.
Right?
Oh, it's got to be just a buttload. I mean,
Maybe.
we all know how much chocolate spent. He's just one man.
That is a fair point.
That's just one man.
That is a solid point there. Yeah, but that's kind of all there is to. I'm sure we'll hear more about this in the coming months. However long this legal proceeding takes place, but EA not going down without a fight to continually be shitty. So they're doing what they can.
Sounds about right. All right, Maldo, what's next?
So Microsoft's Twitter announced today that the Forza Horizon 4 preload is live.
Oh boy.
So it's for those who pre-ordered the Ultimate and the Standard.
Why would anyone buy the Standard? It's going to be in Game Pass, people.
Yeah.
Silly people.
I have to imagine there's those people out there that somehow just haven't connected the dots yet. And
I mean, some people are weird about ownership. They're like, well, you don't own it if it's through Game Pass.
I mean, that's true. And
Even
Doc, you're weird and with your 360 games and stuff that you were talking about earlier, so you'll
I have
probably
a problem,
buy it.
okay?
Doc is starting the Xbox library that he will preserve throughout his lifetime.
You're
Good
welcome.
for you.
You're welcome.
All right, probably not much more to say about that one.
I do have a question about that. So I'm assuming that does not count for Game Pass then, correct? If obviously.
I don't know, man. I'm just reading what the Twitter said.
All right.
Well, all right. Good talk.
I'm
They
assuming
just said it was
not.
live.
I
assume
am
not.
sorry.
All right, well, the Donian says he assumes not, so no, not yet, not for Game Pass. Okay. All right, next up, Ladonian.
So Fallout 76 is going to last forever.
I believe it.
Yep. Bethesda has some pretty ambitious plans for Fallout 76. It wasn't Todd Howard. It was someone. I think it was Pete Hine. Maybe does that sound right?
That's the two names I know from Bethesda.
Yeah,
Probably.
Someone asked him what the time frame for the game would be, and they were like 2 to 5 years. He's like, forever.
That's just yes.
Both of those guys are total ballers. I swear.
Yeah,
I could see that coming out of both of their mouths.
Yeah, he referenced with the amount of people that play Skyrim and Fallout 4 still, and even like Morrowind and all the Elder Scrolls games, an online version of Fallout will be going for 5, 10, 15 years. So they really don't have a time frame for it. And another cool fact about this is they don't have a clear path for what the DLC content will be. They kind of have a vision, but they're going to let the community kind of build on what they want, and they'll build around that. So that's pretty awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm super pumped for this game.
Isn't the beta coming up for that soon? Soon-ish?
It's got to be, I guess,
think
right?
So yeah,
I
'cause
thought
the
it
game
was like
comes
this
out in
month.
like a month and a half.
Yeah,
Or maybe it's in October.
It's got to be pretty soon.
Would assume so. All right, well, last part of the news. I'm just going to go quickly over new games coming out this week. There's not much here at all. but I'll go through them anyways. Bard's Tale 4. Kaboski was back to this on Kickstarter apparently, and he sounds pretty excited about it. So maybe you all should be too.
Yeah.
Bard's Tale 4
Sold.
doing anything for you guys?
I mean, I heard the other one was awesome. Bard's Tale 3 or whatever.
All right. Well, hey, that's coming out today on PC only. So.
Oh, I have a PC.
Oh,
Can't wait till I get one of those.
so you can play Bard's Tale 4
Yeah.
My
with your
dreams have come true.
beefy graphics card.
I'm gonna do something all over my computer.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
We
hey,
do.
the mute button? No.
All right. Also,
Kicked out.
today we have Transference. Do you guys remember this game? That Elijah Woods game? He came out at E3,
Oh,
I think.
yeah.
Oh God, yeah, I
It's
forgot
like
all about that.
A weird psychological thriller. I think they showed it off in VR or something.
I thought this was VR actually. Yeah, so
Well,
is this actually?
See, so did I. But apparently it's coming out on Xbox and PC as well today. So that's
Oh.
there. I saw that there, and that was literally the only trailer or anything I heard about this at all. Wasn't Elijah Woods on stage actually?
I think he was
Yeah.
I think he actually ended up being at the Ubisoft conference at E3 this year. I think talking about this game. I think it was the first time I was like, oh yeah, that's right. He's making this weird VR game.
Yeah. Well, hey, that's out today. If you want to take a look at it, it's
Do you
there.
remember Elijah Wood in Sin City? He's like
my
a
God, yes.
crazy, eerie murder dude.
Yep.
Yes.
It's weird.
That's a great movie. I should watch that.
Yeah,
sometime.
it's super good. Jessica
Sick.
Alba.
Oh man, that's the
She was a
first
stripper,
thing,
right?
First thing my memory went to about that
Yep.
movie. Yep.
What's this podcast turning to?
Oh, you don't want to know. This
What are
is
you
the end
drinking
of it,
again,
so-
Maldo?
All right. Also today, Undertale for Switch. That game has gotten a ton of praise. It was on PC only prior, so you can give that a shot. I plan on downloading that one,
Yeah,
so I'll have more to say on it next week.
damn good game. Highly recommend it.
Well, okay. I said I'd get it. You don't have to recommend
Why
it.
are
to
you
me.
not already playing it right now during the podcast?
You know, because it's
Jesus.
1 o'clock in the morning. I have things I need to do.
So
Okay.
one more thing,
Yep.
like Doc would say. Do any of you guys have PSVR?
No.
Or any sort of VR?
I used to. I sold mine actually.
I had a
this
Gear
game.
VR.
Oh, well.
I don't think that's the same.
Nope.
Can't confirm.
There's this game called Firewall 0 Hour. Have you guys ever heard of that?
No.
I just heard about that on the Bombcast the other day, actually, for the first time. They were talking it up.
It's like Rainbow Six Siege, but in VR, and you use a little light gun. It's
Oh.
really tempting.
Dude,
I love
yeah.
Siege.
That they just show a ton of that at maybe it was CES. I feel like I just watched like a 10-minute gameplay thing about that game.
No, you're right, Risky. They did. I remember that now. They did. They showed like a whole gameplay spiel about it, kind of talking about the tech and stuff a little bit too.
And
Like,
that
yep.
actually did look really
It
good.
looks. Yes, I'm so tempted by that game.
Just do it.
I'm just-
Come on.
Well, no, I've never.
I love
I've
that. That's
never
why I love
done
talking about
VR.
Risky about buying stuff.
Just do it.
Everything I hear about
Sally.
VR is like you need a barf bag next to you just in case, and that's not what I want to have next to me when I'm playing video games.
To be fair, I never had that problem, but it is a case-by-case scenario for a lot of people, though. But I never quite had like a nauseated feeling problem playing any of those. But
PSVR
looks-
version 3. Maybe that's when I'll
There
give
you
it a
go.
shot.
there
When
you go.
the headset can be wireless, I think I would definitely be in.
Didn't
Yeah.
Oculus just do that? Like a portable
But not
one?
for PlayStation.
Well, yes. Thanks.
Yeah, but you're getting
got you there,
a really nice PC
Sure did.
here in
Yeah,
a few
will my
months.
PC be able to do that?
Hey, I'm,
Yes.
I'm
Oh,
on
yeah.
Team Ladonian about
Easily.
this. Yeah, so I'm not gonna object to that.
Silly guys. And then the last one, Doc, this one was really only for you, but Warface comes out on the
Oh,
20th.
boy.
So Thursday.
Didn't
Yeah.
you say that game was awful?
Look, do you?
Oh.
Okay. How do I put this without just saying that it's utter dog shit? Okay.
No, just
No,
leave
it's
it there.
it's
You're good.
it's,
Yep,
it's dog
that's-
shit. Okay,
yeah.
moving on. That's it.
Nailed it.
Yeah,
Does it
all
have-
right. Bam.
Yeah,
Does
well,
it
that's
have
how
butt
we're-
rockets.
I'm doing this for the fans. One last thing I'll say about that. There are 6 different. I was wrong in Discord. I said there were 5 currencies in that game, guys. I want to apologize to you firsthand on the podcast. I was wrong. There's 6 currencies in that game. I'm sorry, I got that wrong. So yeah, if you're all about those currencies, Warface, look it up.
Nope, don't look it up. Take my word for it. I haven't seen it, but take my word for it anyways. Anyways, that's going to round out our news for this very long-winded episode.
But a great one.
Woo! But hey, thanks for coming on, guys.
Hey, I love it when
are
Ladonian
welcome.
does that little woo because it kind of gets me re-energized from time to time during the podcast. I like it.
No, it's good. For anyone, hopefully I did a good enough job editing, but we had a part like an hour and 20 minutes into this where my internet did something and just shut everything down and we had to start it back up. And it really just put a damper on things for me.
Doc continued on for a good 2 minutes after the.
Yeah, I recorded 50 more minutes. Is that not going to be on the podcast?
No, not anymore. So,
Oh, man.
you suck.
If you trim this down to an hour, I'd be really impressed.
If I trim this down to an hour, Doc's not going to be on the
Yeah,
show.
if you take out my audio, it's basically 30 minutes. So.
It's going to be a nice lean podcast this week. All right, let's plug this show up. If you'd like to support the show with your hard-earned money, head on over to patreon.com/CAG podcast. All of my malware scanner things just popped up and went right over my docs. God, today this just isn't going to end. If you'd like to stay up to date with Cross Atlantic Gaming, make sure you follow us on Twitter and Instagram at CAG Podcast. We also have our own Discord now. The three of us are there all the time. Maldo's there all the time. Ladonian's there all the time. Everybody's there all the time, having a great time, talking games, talking whatever. You can talk about whatever you want there, right?
We had a heated debate about Porta-Johns earlier today, so
We did.
yeah.
Man, that's riveting.
Shout out.
That's the stuff
Don't
you
like
don't
'em.
want to miss out on.
Yeah.
If you have questions for the show, we do have our mailbag episode coming up quickly here. You can email them in, or mail. I can put my home address in there.
The P.O. box.
If
Why
you
do I
guys,
keep getting random letters from Ladonian in my physical mail? Ladonian. Come on, man.
if you have questions for that, you can reach out to us at cagpodcast@gmail.com or DM us or hit us up in Discord. Anywhere that you can reach out to us, go ahead, because without your guys' questions, that segment is not going to be very fun. So if there's no mailbag section at the end of the month, it's because you guys didn't do a good enough job.
Wow.
Discord.
Pressure's on.
Was that a bit
Pressure's
much?
on.
Yeah. Feel good about it.
I'm going to
I
send
mean-
in my food questions again. Those gotta
Yes.
get answered.
Bring them. I'm sure you've got so many just in the back of your mind at this point that you might as well just send them all over. and
Well,
we'll
I can
make it a
just
food
reuse them.
episode. That's true. That's true. If you send them into
I only
other
know your
podcasts in the
answers.
past.
Gold,
True.
Gold Star chili or Skyline chili?
Don't know. what that
Skyline
means.
chili's awful.
Skyline. What?
Skyline chili
Oh,
sucks.
I knew that was
I'm
going to be a good
from
question.
Ohio.
Cinnamon
wrong
does
with
not
you?
belong
Fight.
in chili.
You dead to me. Boot him out. Hit.
Oh, shit.
I
Get
can't.
him.
We've
Get him
got
outta
like
here.
we've got like 30 more seconds.
I want to apologize.
Hold on.
No.
We do Maldo. You sit down. I will mute you. We do have a merch store. The link to that is in the show notes. You can use promo code CAG10 for 10% off your order. Chaotic, that's his new name. Chaotic UI actually got a mug from us. It looked pretty cool. So
Yeah.
that's the
turned
kind
out
of stuff
okay.
you can get from there.
Whoever
thanks,
designed that, man.
Oh, here we go. If you want to find me, I am Risky the Kid everywhere. Ladonian, how about you? Where can we find you? What are you doing?
I am Lydonian everywhere. On Xbox, you got to put a 0 for the O. And
You're also
yeah.
streaming a little bit now, right, on Mixer?
Yeah. Come check me out on Mixer.
That's just mixer.com/Lydonian with a 0.
No, actually, they allowed me to change it very, very nicely. You can
Huh.
put whatever gamer tag you want for that. So, yeah. I've been streaming some Red Dead. I'll probably stream a lot of Forza once that comes out. Yeah, come check it out.
Good deal. Maldo, how about you?
So on Xbox Live, you can find me at Maldo space Rob. On PSN, it's Maldo_Rob. Risky Doc. I really appreciate you guys letting me be part of the show. I had a blast. Hopefully I'll be on again.
Thank you,
Absolutely,
man.
man. Thanks for being here, both of you.
Thanks for putting up with all my banter. Most people
I
just
also
leave.
appreciate it.
I am surprised they're still here. Congratulations. You guys should win something. How's a month of Game Pass sound?
Yeah.
Woo! Woo! Oh, boy. Too much woo.
All I had to do was give you guys money
wait,
and
bunch
beg
of
to be
woo
on the
boys.
show.
That's
Yeah, I feel like
Simple.
we didn't. I feel like we didn't bash Patreon people that much this episode.
Oh man, yeah, I knew
Kabowski,
something
you
felt off.
suck.
I was gonna say Kabowski is the newest one, so if you guys have any hurtful, hateful words, or
Paladins
messages-
is the worst game ever, and you're bad at it.
Yeah, I mean,
Play
we can all-
Overwatch.
We can all agree Paladins is like the stepchild of Overwatch. So
When
Grover's
your
the
pee hits
man.
the urinal, it sounds feminine.
damn,
And with that, thanks
probably
for
like
tuning
Gold
in.
Star Chili. Am I right?
Oh my!
Oh my god.
That was a perfect transition. You just ruined it. Anyways, thanks for
gotta
tuning
go to
into
bed.
this week's episode of Cross Atlantic Gaming. We'll catch you guys next week for another episode. Goodbye.
Skyline
Good
Show is
night.
the best.
See ya.
Do I hang up now? Like, what do I do?
Just stay there. Don't move. Nope, it's all deleted. It's
You
all gone.
moved.